Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. So, the one thing I love about physical media is seeing movies get that special treatment, whether that's being released by Scream Factory, and a great example I can use is Idle Hands, or getting a Criterion release. And an example I can use on that one would be The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. There are so many films I feel like deserve that special treatment. And what better company to give that special treatment than the Criterion Collection? The Criterion Collection has a wonderful variety of different films, ranging from different genres, different periods of time, a slew of directors, and a lot of directors have gotten a good chunk of their filmography put on the Criterion Collection, whether that's a single release of the films or a box set. There are so many greats, and they continue to get better, announcing all their releases every month, whether that's something new coming to the Criterion Collection or a re-release to the coming to the 4K format. There's just so many. And, recently they had announced, I think a year or two ago, the Wally 4K release, which is a very popular Pixar film, maybe not as popular as others, but it did get a Criterion release. And unfortunately, we have not seen anything since, but I am hopeful that there will be a lot of great films to get that treatment. But next to me are some films I would like to see the Criterion release get their hands on. I think I think editions of these films would be really, really cool. You can, do new interviews and maybe even some documentaries. I feel like a lot of films out there should start adding documentaries to their releases because they're really good. They give us information we didn't know about, and I just feel like there's a lot that can benefit from it in some way. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm starting off with a Jim Carrey film. As we all know, Jim Carrey is a household name, has had so many greats ranging from the 80s to now. And in 1994, he had what I like to call the trifecta, the tripod of 94, because he had three movies come out that year. Two of them was Dumb and Dumber and Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. And the one I'm about to show you is The Mask, which is regarded as one of his best films, um, depending on who the person is. But I do feel like this is one of his best films. It's just fun, entertaining. Is it true to the original source material? No. Would I like to see one that was true to the original source material? Yes. I feel like The Mask can have so many different variants in different versions, kind of similar to The Crow in a way. But Jim Carrey, I felt like, was given the script and he did an amazing job with it. It's got Cameron Diaz, which is considered to be her first film. You've got some other familiar faces as well, and for the longest time, it's just has never. I mean, it's been on Blu-ray and DVD for the longest time, but never had, some type of special edition release, and no 4K. And it's a Warner Brothers title. It's under the New Line logo. So why we don't have a 4K for this is just ridiculous. Um, you could do updated interviews. I feel like you could try to find some footage, behind the scene footage of some sort that is not available on the Blu-ray or the DVD, and put it on the 4K and just give us a really cool release. Um, Maybe even film a documentary on just the mask itself, add the animated series to the set as well, so you get the first movie as well as the series. Now, I will state the film would get a follow-up. Well, kind of. The more I've done research and the more I kept watching, I don't think the Son of the Mask was intended to be a sequel. I think it was intended to be a spin-off or a just different version of the mask. Kind of similar like to the Crow films. People think they're sequels, but they're actually not. They're just different stories, spin-offs, or whatever you want to call them. So I feel like The Mask kind of plays that way with the Son of the Mask. Son of the Mask is not intended to be a sequel to this. It's intended to be a spin-off or its own film within the Mask universe. But The Mask, I feel like, is long overdue for a release, and I think the Criterion Collection should consider releasing this. I feel like doing a 4K transfer would really benefit this. It would look absolutely amazing, sound absolutely amazing, give us some cool bonus features, take all the features from this release DVD and put them on that release. There may be some features on the DVD that didn't carry over to this, so I feel like the mask can get the I feel like the mask can get a really cool Criterion release if it's done properly. So that is one of the movies I would like to see. The next one here is a DVD, and that is Ernest Scare Stupid. Ernest Scare Stupid is one of those movies that I think a lot of us grew up on. It's entertaining, it's funny, it's cheesy. Jim Varney, man, he is so missed. And it's a fun Halloween Ernest film, and the only one. But over time, it has grown a cult following. We love it. There's that ongoing debate whether the killer clowns from outer space masks were used for the trolls. I feel like it was just the same molding, not necessarily the masks, but the same molding that was used. But we this had a Blu-ray release, I think, released by Mill Creek years ago, or Echo Bridge, and then went out of print. But I think it's long overdue. Give us a Criterion release. It doesn't have to be 4K, but a 4K I think would be really nice. Give us whatever footage you can find on this, even if it's like the trailers or the what do they call it, the marketing promotions for this. I think it would be cool. And I know there's supposed to be a Jim Varney documentary coming out. I think so. I would like to see maybe at a documentary of some sort in this. Have interviews of close friends and family of his talking about him. He was truly a wonderful human being. He did have a smoking addiction, but when he was around his fans, he would not smoke. And unfortunately, I think we lost him in 2000. I think like right before they were gonna do was it before or after Toy Story 2 came out? Somewhere around there. I could be wrong, but yeah, I feel like it deserves a Criterion release. Now, the next two, I think, deserve it. They have a cult following. Why they never got released in the Criterion collection is beyond me, and I feel like a box set would be cool. Now, of course, there's that ongoing rumor that we could get a third movie, but who knows at this point. But that is The Boondock Saints and The Boondock Saints 2 All Saints Day. These are fun movies. Norman Reedus, Sean Patrick Flannery, William Dafoe. I mean, just excellent, excellent cast. The second one I feel like is a lot more entertaining than the first, but that's just my opinion. But for the longest time, these movies have had their standard DVD releases, their Blu-ray releases, but no special edition of some sort. I mean, the first movie did with a 2-disc DVD after the single disc release was out for so long, but a Criterion release box set would be cool. Tons of features, great 4K transfers, updated interviews, documentary of some sort, anything. I feel like it would be absolutely amazing to see, and I would definitely be down for it. They're just fun movies, and definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen them. Gotta love coffee. All right. So, lastly, we have a drama that I feel like doesn't get enough credit. It stars Johnny Depp, and it also stars Leonardo DiCaprio, John C. Reilly, what is her name? Juliette Lewis, Mary Steenburgen, and I feel like that's pretty much it. Um, Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in this is fantastic. It did not get him a Oscar, but eventually he did it. in what, 2016 or so. But the film I'm talking about is What's Eating Gilbert Grape. This is such an incredible drama, and I feel like it's one of those movies that does not get talked about. It took the longest time for this movie to get a Blu-ray. When did this Blu-ray come out? It came out not too long ago, a couple of years ago or so. The film came out in 1993. It's a 2022 release, so yeah, 2 years ago. Um, but the performances are fantastic. Just the bond and the chemistry that the actors have as siblings is truly believable. Unfortunately, now the actress who played the mother has sadly passed away, but I thought her performance was great. They kind of dealt with some like real life issues in some way, so I feel like this film, in some way, can relate to a lot of people. And Leonardo DiCaprio's performance of playing the younger brother who is mentally disabled truly shows his acting skills. Most people can say they can get offended by it, but I feel like having somebody who took the time out and did something or pretty accurate to some extent, I feel like helps relate to a lot of people. Again, films, I feel like if you can relate to them, you have a better understanding to them. I feel like those films tend to be a lot better in your eyes. Um, because a lot of us can, like Mallrats, a great example for me. I could relate to that movie. I used to be a mall rat, and I find that movie to be absolutely entertaining. It brings back so many great memories of hanging out at the mall with my friends. So films like this and so many others, I feel like can relate to a lot of people in such a positive way. But yeah, What's Eating Gilbert Grape is one of those movies that falls under a great drama category, and I feel like a lot of dramas, that get Criterion releases are great, but this one doesn't get that, and I wish it would. So yeah, What's Eating Gilbert Grape is definitely my pick on that one. So yeah, those are the films. Not a whole lot, just a couple that I feel like deserve a Criterion release. Now I do apologize if you heard my mother talking. I live in a mobile home and the walls are pretty thick, and I rent my room from them, so you know the audio will probably pick up whoever's talking, but nonetheless, let me know what your thoughts are on my picks. Would you guys like to see those movies? What are the films you would like to see get a Criterion release? You guys can also do a video response. I think that would be pretty cool if you guys want to do that. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and comment down below your thoughts. Also, check out my eBay store, Mikey's Thrift. The link will be down in the description below. And with that being said, I'm Phone Talk with Mikey. Until next time, we'll talk films. You guys have a good one, and I will see you soon. Peace.